Today's first impressions video is on My Big Sister Remastered, which is kind of like a story game RPG puzzler. It is in the 16-bit style, and it's got a story that is really hard to follow. As always, we'll look through the settings first, and then we'll jump straight into the gameplay, and I will show you what it's all about. Settings are as you would expect, in that there's nothing really here. You've got sound volume, music volume, full screen on or off, although it's not really true full screen. The game isn't really pandered to that, and that's it. You do get a language option when you first start into the game, but from what I can tell, the only language available is English. As a remastered game goes, it is lacking in many things. You have no controller support, you've got no mouse support, you can only use your keyboard, and as you can see here, the options are non-existent. But again, it is a pixel art style game, so there's not really a lot that you could do to make it look better than what it already does, and it's not going to be taxing on your system. On top of the game's pretty simplistic sort of layout and the fact that it is a remaster of an older game, they haven't really innovated or added anything to it. You still have your old school save points, so there's no autosave in the game, which means if you don't save and you log out or you lose power or anything like that, you will have to start from where you last saved your game, which can make certain segments of this seem longer than what they need to. Each scene or each different section of the game looks interesting enough and it looks different enough that it keeps your attention at least a little bit. There are no combat sequences that I have seen thus far. It has all been exploration and getting bits of inventory to start the next part of the story, which involves a lot of walking around and hoping to find something that makes some form of sense. Whenever you do find something that is different or key to the game, it will come up at the bottom and tell you what it is, whether it's a crack in the wall or whatever, and then you will get some text and you will get a clue to what you need to do. Either you will find an item, or it will tell you that you need an item in order to find what's in there. The writing is interesting. So it does this thing where it goes back in time and forward in time, to present day and like in the past to when this traumatic event happened. The writing is interesting in that it is trying to be funnier than what it actually is. And I never played the original of My Big Sister, so I don't actually know how similar it is. But if you played the original, and if this is very like the original, then you'll know about the story already. And basically, you go through, and the text will, like I say, tell you what it is you need to do. You will do the thing that you need to do, and then you'll move on to the next scene. The story itself makes no fucking sense, like, at all. It is... It doesn't track. Right now, in most fantasy sort of games or horror games, or you know, anything that's of that ilk, will at least make some form of sense, right? You'll sort of know what's going on. I have no fucking idea. I genuinely have no fucking clue what the hell's going on, who is who's alive, who's dead, or anything. It does a really bad job of explaining a therapy session from what I've seen that is just full of really bad malpractice, and it's just not a very good look. And again, if this is a remaster and it's just the original game, then that would make sense from the time that this was released. It would be seen as the norm. However, it doesn't age well in today's society. It doesn't really make me want to play anymore. It doesn't make me want to explore. It doesn't make me want to find out what's going on, because as a player, I'm just confused. I'm confused as to the characters, the layout, what's actually happening. The time skipping is not great. And whilst it's a bit sharper than what it probably was back in the day, they've not really done a huge amount to it either. Whilst it's a remaster and not a remake, other remasters that have come out that have done the job very well are things like Final Fantasy VIII, where they added autosaves, they made everything look better, they improved certain mechanics to make them make a bit more sense. And they haven't really done this with this game. They've kind of not done anything at all. They've just kind of released it, said it's a remaster, job done, and I'm unimpressed. I'm underwhelmed. Like the fact that I've got to use the keyboard for everything instead of them adding some mouse support for menus and things, not providing controller support, because this is a game I could very easily see myself playing with a controller, which would just make life easier. And they just haven't done that. But there you go. This is My Big Sister Remastered. It came out last month. I don't think I want to play any more of it. Let me know in those comments down below what you think. And I will see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.